The opening tip won by the Sixers, and we're underway here in Philadelphia. Now a steal as the Rockets have it. Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul. He has that sixth sense that you just can't teach.
He's like a traffic cop, and he's navigating a myriad of bodies coming his way. And there's a smaller innuendo of the game that nobody talks about. When he makes a great pass, he'll tell the offensive player, shoot it, go up, dunk it. He will direct you and lead you to success.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way.
It's early. Get a good quality shot here.
And the finish at the rim. We talk so much about who are the MVP candidates, but there are other guys who are so valuable to their teams, and Jimmy Butler at the forefront of that list.
I have a phrase that I use when I describe players like Jimmy Butler. It's called most valuable mentality. There are certain players that approach the game with a certain mindset every single day, that they will do anything possible to win the ball game. He plays with his heart and soul every single possession and every night, and he will leave it on the court if that means he can win the ball game.
Curling inside, Joel Embiid with a piece. Get the cameras out, flash on.
That's going to make a nice poster.
Gordon matched up with Jimmy Butler to Paul. Rockets with 4 to shoot. Can't connect from inside. Butler to bring it up. Lead is 2. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
It's a new day in sports when you see little guards dunk the ball like they're big. That's called a 40-inch vertical.
Capella. Here comes the screen. To Paul. Oh, he missed a short one there. To Embiid. Ah, the monster stuff. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs. You get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
And Jay, they call the foul.
His timing was a tad bit off.
Harden to Paul. It was right there. To Embiid. Nothing going here on that drive. Oh, ferocious slam inside.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. To Anthony. Paul. Shot clock winding down to Paul. Fires the 3. Textbook defense.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Oh, bad pass as the Rockets come away with it. Shot from the lane won't go. Nice finish at the rim.
Did you see that change of direction mid-flight? And also the English he utilized to spin the ball off the rim, that was a thing of beauty.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Oh, a whistle.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
Time to shuffle things up.
Number 2. Into the game for the Philadelphia 76ers. Number 20, Markel Fultz.
Paul. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. James Harden. No good.
Substitutions, Philadelphia. Substitutions, Houston.
Harden. missed it. How'd that not go down? And scores.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
To Harden. Here comes the screen. Harden, defended by Nerlens Noel. Down to 5 on the 24. Harden lets it fly from long range. Jay, they've been waiting for that to go down, but here they are trying to chip away and cut into this margin.
And there's nothing more frustrating as a shooter to get open looks and not see the ball go in. But if they do, that could be the start of a problem.
Oh, emphatic slam. Jay, they've had no answer for this guy.
He's been on fire this first quarter. That's the way you take it right to your opponent. You attack right out of the gate.
To Harden. Flushes it home. Jay, perhaps that's a start.
Those kind of plays get me fired up. That's a momentum play. They look lifeless here in the first quarter, but a dunk like that can get your team going in the right direction.
And he finishes at the rim.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
And now Houston has the basketball. Harden. To P.J. Tucker. It's Harden. Gets a look. Can't hit. Stuffs it down with authority. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Cauley Stein. Rocking the rim.
It's going to be a long road back, I'm not going to lie to you. But it's only the first quarter, and that's exactly what you needed. You needed to see the ball go in a couple of times.
Sixers call for time as they'll talk things over here in the first quarter. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in.
Subbing in for the Houston Rockets, number 42.
4-3. Rebounds brought down by Cauley Stein. With the foul, and a chance coming up at the line.
Hey, look, sometimes you need to feel out your opponent. Let them know you're there. I'm okay with that early foul.
James Ennis at the line for 2 shots. A career 81% free throw shooter. First try at the line, no good. Second one goes.
Hey, that's our game. Let's take it home now. Let's go.
Substitutions, Houston. Subbing in for the Philadelphia 76ers, number 1.
From the outside, no good. A pass taken away by the Rockets.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
To Fultz. Markelle Fultz. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
To Fultz. And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up. Markelle Fultz. He's got 2 shots coming. A career 47% free throw shooter. And hits the first free throw. And gets both to drop at the line. Harden in possession. Down a dozen. Short jumper off the mark. Butler into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Has a chance. Fultz with a shot off the mark.
See, when good shooters catch, they just shoot. When bad shooters catch, they become hesitant. Oh, he sent that one to the 3rd row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. James Harden not looking pretty. 3 for 10. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
To the basket is Harden, but his shot's no good.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like his mere presence in the paint was enough to make the offensive player miss the shot before he even got off the ground.
Trying to cash in. Shot by Carmelo, no good. Can't connect. Here's Harden with the rock. End to end on that one. 94 feet for the basket.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc, and the rebound pulled in by Capella. Harden into the front court. Margins 8. Great look and vision. Can't miss those. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make. Jay, mixed opinions with Carmelo Anthony. How will you remember his career?
Well, as of right now, he's a catch-and-shoot type player. But for me personally, Carmelo Anthony will go down as one of the greatest isolation players of all time. Back in his Denver days, his earlier New York Knicks days, there was nobody better in an isolated set than CA.
To Harden.
76ers foul to number 1. That's his third.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New.
Substitutions, Philadelphia. Into the game for the Houston Rockets, number 21.
Joel Embiid rejects it. That's his 3rd block this evening.
Just incredible timing on that swap.
Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old simple bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
James Harden fires for 2. Not that time. Pizzonia guarded by Carmelo Anthony. Nice pass to set things up.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Rockets in control of the basketball. To Harden. Nothing going here on that drive. Plenty of contact. The shot no good. Has a look. Shot's no good. You have to like the confidence, but that was a difficult shot.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
To Anthony. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. Has a chance. Anthony, a shot, no good.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Joel Embiid at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 77% at the line. Embiid's free throw good. A three-point play. The Sixers extend the lead. We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. To Anthony. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
To Embiid. And scores. Strong take.
And the true test of a team's character is how they respond when they get hit in the mouth. Keep digging.
It's Harden. Brings the ball up. Here comes the screen. Harden to Capella. Joel Embiid swats it. Fourth this contest.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Harden with the basketball. Down by 15 to Anthony.
For the 76ers. For Houston.
Off the mark on his free throw. Harden. To Capella. Joel Embiid. Tips it. Ooh, 5 now.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Pick up, pick up, pick up.
And he's fouled. A couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
Carmelo Anthony, couple of free throws on the way. A career 81% free throw shooter. First try, no good. Off the mark. 0 for 2 at the line. To Allen. From long range. He was crowded. Grayson Allen off the mark. To Harden. Anthony. Capella down low. Going to launch beyond the arc. Sixers with the rebound. And look out.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Here comes the screen. Harden. And count the basket.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Get down, get down, get down. Half court, here come. Rotate, rotate. Double team, double team, double team.
And the rebound taken down by Houston. Deep 2 there, won't go. The follow won't go either. Count the bucket for 2.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
It's Rockets ball. Harden to Capella. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Clint Capella with the block.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
To Embiid.
Double, 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 double. I got you, we got you. Got him, got him.
Clint Capella sends it away. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Whoops, that won't go. Harden to Anthony, and watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
See, Ed, that's what I love. You don't need to conserve your energy. You attack that rim with ferocity. You always set the tone.
Grayson Allen to Embiid. Joel Embiid. That's how it's done. He's 4 for 4 in the game.
Old school equals high percentage.
Rockets have the ball. Harden to Capella. Knocked loose. Taken by the Sixers. And a throwdown.
Man, they are just continuing to pour it on. But the one thing we know about in this league, you have to make sure that you continue to play with energy because leads can evaporate quickly.
To Capella. Harden. Doesn't get the bounce. The pass set it all up.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
And he's going to the free throw line.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
Knocks down the first. Goes 2 for 2 at the line.
Substitutions, Philadelphia. Substitutions, Houston.
Knocked loose. Rockets have the steal. Paul. Gets toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
All by himself. Creates his own shot there.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
I got ball. I got something for him. All right here.
Now a steal as the Rockets have it. Anthony. Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
Butler to bring it up. His guys hold a commanding lead. Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Here comes the screen. Anthony. With the step back.
Oh, he buckled his knees so bad, it didn't matter if he scored or not. That's a win for the internet.
He gets it.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Tough move in close quarters with the crossover. Paul. And good work defensively as the pass is taken away. Slams it down. Where did that come from?
It's like he got in an elevator and went to floor 8. And Ed, I have to say something, okay? 6'3", 6 feet, 5'11", those aren't small guys. In the big scheme of things, they're pretty tall compared to the average person in public.
I feel like you're speaking from experience.
Everyday experience, my friend. Every day.
Chance for Paul. Off the mark.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
The assist from number 23, Jimmy Butler.
Now Paul with the basketball. Counting down toward a minute to play in this third quarter. And the reward, he's going to the line.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
First one goes down.
Philadelphia.
Goes 2 for 2.
There looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Embiid fires the three. Can't connect.
Show me something better than that, baby. It's game time. It's me. I got it.
Joel Embiid able to recover with the block. Incredible. 6 tonight. And Chris Paul, he's been doing that for years. Wide open look, and he buries it.
I know there are refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
Joel Embiid. The defense is really going to have to start paying attention. He's 5 for 5 for the field. Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Runner here won't go down.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
$19-footer at the buzzer. That'll do it. Third quarter complete. And a great start for the 76ers. It's been a compelling game so far.
Substitutions, Houston.
And he'll head to the line.
Ed and I want to go home too, but fouls like that only stop the clock for all of us.
Oops, he missed the first one. He missed a pair of free throws. Houston with the basketball to Harden. They get it down to Paul. Nice pass to get things going.
And ISO basketball is becoming a thing of the past. Team basketball is back. And if you have that personnel with the versatility plus the mindset, game over.
Count it.
You know, it reminds me, Ed, of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
To Butler. For 3, they dare Jimmy Butler to take it, and he makes them pay.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
He shoots off the mark. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
I don't mind that effort at all. At least they're still out here competing on the defensive end.
First one, count it. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. To Harden. Probing the defense.
She coming right. She coming. She coming.
Rockets with 4 to shoot. Harden. Another chance. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
I'm on D. I'm on D. I got ball. I got ball. Pick up. Pick up. Match up. Match up.
Stuffs with authority. At this point, if it continues, it just may be good night, Irene.
And ooh, I like that Irene line.
There you go, Jay.
And sometimes as a player on the defensive end, Ed, you need to draw a line in the sand. You have to find a way to change the narrative because right now the constant theme has been too many easy buckets.
Jay, don't deny it. You're an old soul at heart.
Yeah, I still don't know who Irene is, though.
Me neither.
All right.
To Paul. To Harden. They work it down to Gordon. Almost. Unlucky bounce. The follow won't go either. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Beyond the arc for 3. Can't connect. It's no good. Paul with it up top. His guys down big.
Watch the cutter. Watch the cutter, man.
Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
All right, get back. Get back.
Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. The pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Come on, help. Get me out.
To Allen. Here's a chance from long range. That's how you defend.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Screen coming.
Screen coming. Screen coming.
To Paul. Oh, had him going there for a second. Paul. To Harden. Fires the 3. Well defended.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Stuffs it down with authority.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Down the lane to lay it in.
It's almost like he had the defender on a string, and he's the puppet master.
I got him. Here we go. I got double. I got double. I got double.
Harden with it up top. Down a bundle. Chance for Chris Paul. Shot won't go. And he stepped out of bounds. Turns the ball over. With the rock, it's Chris Paul. To Harden. Sizing up the defense. Harden to Paul. Lets it fly from long range. And Chris Paul, quick catch and shoot there. 4-3.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Gets to the basket and scores.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
The screen sets him up for two.
Bread and butter. And there are a few that can do it better off the screen.
4-3. That one off the mark. It's no good. Paul into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Here's Harden. Down low. Stuffs it down with authority.
And the defense keeps sticking to those flare screens. Just don't flare out to the three-point line. Flare to the rim for a lob.
To Butler. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up.
Watch him, I got you here, right here.
Now it's Harden, controlling the offense. Trying to cash in, count the basket.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
To Allen.
Got ball. That's me.
And gets to the basket. Jay, he knew exactly where he was going with it.
Ooh, Ed, looking like the young Manu Ginobili with hair out there with the Euro step.
That wasn't that long ago, was it? Paul. Now a steal on a very lazy pass there.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
To Paul. Runner's good there. Now a whistle and a timeout for Philadelphia as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter. New blood coming in for both sides.
Presentation in his or her honor. Nominations can be submitted on our team website.
Quinn Capella sends it away.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensive.
Blocked away.
That one's in the 15th row.
Huge denial. Anthony. To Harden. Off the mark. He's made those before, but that was well defended.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning the ankle on that landing.
Harden has it up the floor. Surveys the floor. Two-point shot for James Harden. Knocks it down off the step back.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
To Butler. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, short. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
This is where I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Harden in possession. He'll run the offense. Paul to Harden. Nothing going here on that drive. James Harden trying to cash in. Here's the step back. To Allen.
Hey, watch this screen left.
Butler. Goes reverse to lay it in.
This is basketball one-on-one. Play inside out. Give the big man the ball, and the rest of the court will open up. That was an easy lay.
And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for two.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
Chris Paul at the line for two shots. A career 86% from the line. First free throw is good. Able to convert on both free throws. To Butler from long range. Cleans it up. Oh, and a putback.
Oof. Really showing no mercy here. This one is out of hand, and the offense is still pouring it on.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Noel with the rebound.
The game is won in the details. The team who has the most attention to the minutia is a team that wins the ball game. And from the beginning of this game, this team has been mentally engaged. I know the season's a long year, but when you come mentally engaged and you have attention to detail, that's a scary thing to watch.
And that's going to be off of Anthony out of bounds. The opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own.
Number 13, James Harden.
Match up, baby. Double team. Here we go.
1 minute remaining.
That's toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
So many times you can tell if a player's going to finish before he even gets to the rim. Did you see that look on his face? That was a look of a three-point play. You always going in thinking you can get more.
Got a piece of him.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. 3 seconds, it's going the other way. Shot for James Harden. Gets a look. Can't hit. To Butler. Stuffs it down with authority. Where did that come from?
It's like he got in an elevator and went to floor 8. And Ed, I have to say something, okay? 6'3", 6 feet, 5'11", those aren't small guys. In the big scheme of things, they're pretty tall compared to the average person in public.
I feel like you're speaking from experience.
Everyday experience, my friend. Every day.
To Harden. Has a look. Harden shot, no good. Finishing inside the paint on that one. Deep three at the buzzer. The Sixers are victorious as they win this one in very convincing fashion. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
The 76ers put together a nice win here today. And the way they attacked the rim was outstanding. Not only is the dunk a high percentage shot, it's also a great way to test the confidence of the defense. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Philadelphia 76ers. The Rockets couldn't put it together to get the victory here today. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup.
Game track. Assists.
The Philadelphia 76ers showed off the kind of team chemistry that coaches love to see from their players. The more they move the ball, It showed how much they trust each other. In the end, they got to win, and it looked like they had a great time doing it.
Player of the game.
And while you can't track leadership on a stat sheet, it was by far the most impressive thing he did in this game.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. Here's our top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.